សួស្តីអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នា Welcome to Australia Award podcast series. In today's episode, we will discuss a topic related to thriving in the provinces. This is Netchan Moniniat, your today's host, and I'm excited to have you all with us today. Today, we are exploring the perspective of a provincial student who received a scholarship to study in Australia and their contributions to the local development. We are very honored to have our special guest, Ms. Lenh Sotharoth. Lenh Sotharoth is an English teacher at the Australian Centre for Education ACE in Siem Reap and received her master degrees in education at the University of Sydney through the Australia Award Scholarship. Welcome, Lenh Sotharoth.
Thank you, Owen. Hello, everyone. I'm very honored to be here.
Thank you, Bong. Let's start with your journey. So first of all, can you share us your experience as a provincial student who received a scholarship to study in Australia?
Sure, Owen. So I actually graduated from a local university back in 2018, majoring in teaching English as a foreign language. And thanks to my excellent academic performance, I was given a chance to conduct a teaching practicum in Thailand to wrap up my study in the fourth year. However, as you know, studying alone is not enough. So to gain some realistic teaching experiences, I volunteer at one well-known organization called Journey Within Our Community, or in short, JWalk. I worked there part-time for around 3 months. And then right after I graduated and not long after I finished my voluntary work, I was offered a teaching job at the Australian Centre for Education. And I was working there for nearly 4 years when I applied for the Australian Award Scholarship. And to be honest, it's my first time hearing about any scholarship and also my first time applying for the scholarship. So as you can imagine how thrilled I was to get selected. However, my journey had its own challenges. In contrast to several recipients, I nearly lost my scholarship grant. So, as you know, being told that you are selected, but then later said you might lose it. How heartbreaking it can be, right? So at that time, I was very hopeless and also depressed. We were also dealing with the early stages of COVID-19, as it was at like early 2020. And I myself also was having COVID-19 and locked down at home, so depressed. So I was emotionally and physically weak. However, the Australian award team was very supportive and they told me not to give up. They suggested that I use the last resort, which was to submit my school admission to as many universities as possible in Australia directly by myself. So I did as they told me. And fortunately, at that time, there was an online session which allowed all the selected candidates to ask any questions to the representatives from our chosen universities before we departed to Australia. So I remember crying nonstop. Even, I turned on the camera, it's very obvious that I was crying. And so the representatives freaked out, like, oh, what should we do? Can you calm down? And then I'm sorry. I was sobbing. And then they ensured me that they would try everything in their power to help me secure the school admission. I also had a friend who helped me with drafting and proofreading the school admission. So overall, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the people who have supported me, especially the Australian award team, both in Cambodia and Australia, my friend, and also myself for not giving up. So overall, it was a very challenging but rewarding experience.
Wow, that was really inspiring, Lenh Sotharoth. So how has the experience in Australia helped you to make a positive difference in your hometown?
Interesting question. So since I returned to Cambodia, I've done a number of things which helped bring positive impacts to my province, Siem Reap specifically. So I've involved in a number of tip sharings, either those that are run by my school, such as tip sharings that we run every Saturday, or those that are we call mentoring program, yes, that are organized by the Australian Alumni Association of Cambodia, or in short, Triple AC. So we have, by mentoring other people who are interested in applying for the Australian Award Scholarship. I myself have a strong aspire to help provincial people who would like to take their chances. I encourage them to do so. And in my opinion, I also think that my testimonial serve as an example and encouragement to my colleagues, as I can see a higher number of people applying for this scholarship every year at my workplace as well. Second, I've also shared the knowledge that I've learned from Australia, from the coursework and also from my workplace to my colleagues. So as we were also allowed to work while studying, um, I was very fortunate to land a teaching job in Sydney, providing English classes to students from all over the world. So I usually use the techniques or the practice that the lecturers taught us into my real classroom at that time. So I experiment with it, and okay, after that I would reflect in my assignments, and usually I gained a lot of praises from the lecturers and also my classmates because of how really realistic my assignments were. So I could bring back those knowledge to share with my colleagues in Cambodia. And as I am also an observer at AZE, it's even easier for me to spread those knowledge. I've also shared many things, many new reforms during the Camp TESOL, and also incorporate those techniques into my real classroom as well. Also, I not only have people in my school, I also volunteer in workshops, training teachers in Siem Reap from all over Siem Reap actually. So it's a very fulfilling experience to be able to have other teachers with their teaching journey, especially those new teachers, coming into the industry and feel like, oh, I know nothing. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to share with them. And I'm also planning to involve in the general organization of this project, so that I can build connection with people and also inspire provincial people to apply for the Australian Award Scholarship. Because every time I run any workshop, I always promote Australian Award Scholarship to them and encourage them to apply. Why not, right? And I always leave my contact to them so that they could approach me anytime for the tips or if they need more information from me. So, yep.
It is great to hear how you're giving back, Bong. So as you mentioned earlier, you said that your experience at the Australia is a challenging but also rewarding experience. So I would like to know about the challenges that you experience as a provincial student. So can you tell us what are the potential challenges that you encounter as a provincial student when studying in Australia, and what are your strategies to overcome those challenges effectively?
Thank you, On, for the question. So, I guess everyone faces the same problem when it comes to, studying abroad. So, homesickness and loneliness are very common. You hear it everywhere if you ask people who studying abroad. However, I usually kept myself busy with studies and work, so I didn't usually feel homesickness. Not really. But I have to say that it can be very tough to take care of yourself while living alone and obtaining a good academic performance at the same time. But the Australian Award Scholarship team at the University of Sydney provided incredible support.
Interesting.
They always supported us and treated us just like their family. They even call us children, and we call them
Oh.
moms. You can know how close we are. And so we could always reach out to them, whether it's about studies, family, work, or physical health or mental health. And we also had free access to medical support when we need it through insurance. so it's very convenient to living there. um, the weather at first, it was very unpleasant because I actually landed in Australia in the middle of winter. And in Cambodia and Australia, the weather is very, very
They're
different.
different.
So it's very difficult at first, but I adapted to the weather very quickly. And actually, I still prefer cold weather.
Ah.
So yeah. But as my preference, I like to study from home. I never once studied at a library. And some people they would complain like, I can never study at home because seeing the bed, I just want to sleep. But for me, I think it's fine. I can control myself. So I prefer studying at home. But I made sure that my home was comfortable and warm, especially during winter. So I bought a tiny but very affordable and effective heater from Kmart. Everyone in Australia know Kmart, so it costs only 14 Australian dollars, so it's very cheap.
Very
Yeah.
affordable.
But it kept me warm the whole day actually. And but if you ask me to choose one of the most challenging problem that I and probably other provincial students might face, it has to be the academic pressure. Because, when I was studying in Siem Reap, I didn't learn much about academic writing, citation, plagiarism. But suddenly they asked me to submit like 4 major assignments within the first 2 weeks of the course. So of course I freaked out. Like, what should I do first? But then I I pull through it and it's okay from time to time. Actually, there's a program that supported us in this aspect, but it was only part-time study, like one subject at a time. But then when you had to switch to 4 subjects in one semester, and you had to get used to a lot of new things at the master degree level, it's very daunting, very scary. But at the end, I did a very good job and obtained 3 HD and 1D.
Wow.
And yeah, I was also proud of myself actually. And I graduated successfully back in 2023. So the key success lied in effective time management, proactively reaching out to people, and also I use the rewarding systems. So when I talk about effective time management, I did it like this. At the beginning of each semester, I made sure that I went through all the tasks and assignments from the unit of study and came up with very precise study plans and precise deadlines of what needed to be done. And so I created the schedule, which included classes, study time, assignments, and other personal activities. We cannot go without those things, such as I enjoy shopping a lot. So every weekend I would go shopping, buying food, and then cooking for the whole week. So I usually cooked by myself, not I didn't buy much food. And also, I needed time for leisure as well and also work. So the schedule was displayed at my study desk. So actually it's just right in front of me so that I could see and constantly reminded myself of what I needed to be to get done. So I made sure not to procrastinate and I stick to the study plan very strictly. My notion at that time and now is that the earlier I finish any task, the more time I would have to enjoy later, right? Isn't it true?
It really resonates to my to what I'm doing also.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess it would work for everyone as well. Finish task early, then you could have more time to enjoy later. And the less stress you would have as well.
Right.
Yeah, so I still practice it now. And it never fails me. And also to avoid burnout, it's very important. To avoid burnout and also stay motivated, I implemented the rewarding system, which means for every completed assignment, I gifted myself a 30-minute 30-minute break, which I usually walked at the nearby parks. I love dogs, so yeah, there were so many dogs there, so I just watched them and I like, oh, I feel refreshed. Or I listen to the birds. There's so many types of birds. Or sometimes I would go to my favorite restaurant and ate my favorite food, and then I return for the next assignments. This technique was very helpful. It helped me feel refreshed, recharge my energy and also brain, and I could effectively follow my schedules. I also approached people when I needed help. Initially, I used to be very scared to ask my teachers. Like I think every student feel like that. Like, oh, if I ask the teacher, does it mean I'm like a bit more stupid than the other students? Okay, so I didn't approach them at first, and as a result, in one of the subjects I didn't get good scores at all. So I was very upset, and from that grave mistake, I never once afraid to book my lecturers or tutors and talk to them for any clarifications, either online or physically, to clarify if I'm not sure about anything, before I start my assignment. So overall, I'm proud of myself that I could survive. I have to use the word survive because it was very difficult, and I could also bring back to the home country a certificate from the University of Sydney and emerging as a more hopeful and hardworking person. Yeah, that's it.
So you have encountered many challenges, and as you said, it was a challenging and rewarding experience. So from the discussion, we can understand the essential of a mastering the time management, staying resilient, and also learning to approach people and stay curious, because you will never know the potential of asking questions. So leading to that, can you also share us any specific initiative or the projects that you have led that have benefited the province since returning from the Australia?
Okay. Very interesting. So if I can pick one, it has to be the IELTS mentoring program, which we encourage teachers in Siem Reap, I mean from my workplace, to practice and have higher band score in terms of IELTS. So I'm sure everyone knows IELTS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the teachers have higher English proficiency, of course, they would feel more confident in their teaching, and also they could provide better education to the students. So I think the indirect impact is very huge, because those students who receive the education from the teachers could have more qualified teaching and also obtain a better English proficiency. So the impact is huge. So this program has many sub-program inside, such as the IELTS weekly class, which we provide a 1.5 hour session to the teachers every Saturday. Additionally, we also have the mentorship program, which we pair teachers and teachers as mentors and mentees, so that they could support each other in terms of IELTS. Initially, we plan to run this for only Siem Reap exclusively, but now we are partnered with another ACE campus in Phnom Penh, so that we can offer online sessions to the teachers and also mentorship from that campus as well. So overall, I believe that my school and I myself are extremely proud of this initiative, because we could help the teachers to improve the English and, push them out of their comfort zone, right? And at the same time, I could also exercise my leadership skills that I learned from Australia, contribute positively to my workplace and also to the community as a whole. And I also coordinated the ACE Open Day event, which I focused on, strong and effective collaboration, client attraction, and also building a clear system. So we made the event festive by having many fun stations business related stations, and also we reintroduce the lucky draw session. So I think this technique also attract many clients each term as well. And I created a clear system which is transparent and accessible to everyone. And this system is still used by my school until now. So, yep, that's it.
So that's really an impressive initiative you are leading with your colleague. So one of the initiative I'm impressed is about the IELTS mentoring. So IELTS test is a test that not so many people are keen on. So that requires a lot of tips and tricks in order to get their achieved band score. On that same note, I would like also to know about your advice. So I'm sure that the other provincial student would like to be like you as their, and also would like to consider you as their idol as well. So what advice would you give to the other provincial student who aspire to study abroad and seek to contribute back to their province?
Okay, so I have a few main recommendations for provincial individuals who are interested in applying for the Australian Award scholarships. So, first of all, please do not follow the stereotype that only those who are from the capital have a higher chance of being selected for these prestigious scholarships. As you can see from my example, that's not the case, right? Because I'm not from here, I'm not from Phnom Penh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter where you are from. All people are given equal opportunity to apply and also get selected for the scholarship, no matter where you are from or what sector you work for. Whether you are from the capital or any provincial towns or rural areas, and whether you work for public or private sector such as myself, you can be selected. So, please do not be afraid to dream big and to follow your dreams, everyone. Go ahead. And remember that if other people can do it, you can also do it.
do it.
Yes. Right? And secondly, please be persistent. Don't give up easily. You should remember that you are not the only one. There are so many other people who have tried 5, 6, 7 times until they are successful. So if you apply once and are not selected, you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm just gonna give up. That is so wrong. So apply once, are not selected, do it again. Learn from other people and also your own mistakes. And then you can improve your application. Also try to do research about the Australian Award Scholarship and also join as many sessions detailing the scholarship available to you as much as possible. Thirdly, it's very important to prepare early. So start thinking about your passion, what you would like to study in Australia. Also start thinking about the impacts or any changes you would like to bring back to develop your own province. And also identify any gaps in the field of your work. So think practically and also realistically about what you plan to do. Also, as we all know, improving English proficiency takes so long, right? It takes time, yes. And as one of the requirements from the scholarship is, to have IELTS or TOEFL, it's very important to plan it well. So seek English training support if required. And the good news is that the Equity Pathway program offered by the Australian Award Scholarship can help you meet the scholarship English requirements. Last but not least, although there may be some placement challenges, you have a good chance of being selected to one of the top universities in Australia, regardless of what university you obtain your bachelor degree, such as my case. So the Australian Award Scholarship team in Cambodia they are very supportive and they will guide you through how to do it, the process. You are not alone. And they will work to ensure that you are admitted to your chosen university. Also, to increase your chance, work hard on your application and tailor it to highlight your working experience and also your leadership skills. That's very important. And also the plan for the future and choose your course carefully. I think that's it from me.
That's really wise word, Bong. Reflecting back on your experience as the Australia Award scholar, so I'm sure you have a lot of the memorable and also rewarding experience. On that note, could you share us about your memorable experiences or the lesson learned that you have obtained during your time as a Australia Award scholar? And how are those experiences shape your perspective to a provincial development?
When you ask this question, I feel so, I just miss Australia so much. So, one of the most memorable experiences that I've learned from Australia is still the fact that it's such a diverse but very open-minded country. So, no matter where you go, it's filled with people from different nations.
Multicultural country.
Right, exactly. So sometimes you would see people with very strange hairstyle or very strange clothes, or sometimes they would cover their whole body with tattoos. So my time in Australia has taught me to be very open-minded, just like them. So I accept each and every person as who they are. So I hope that provincial people can come to understand that it's not appropriate to judge other people based solely on their appearance or the way they dress, however they see fit. It's their business. So just be open-minded. Another most noticeable feature, it would have to be the diversity of races in both the university classroom and also my workplace. It's actually the most difficult period of my teaching career as well. Because as you know, teaching people from different countries, it's not an easy task. They have different learning style, different learning habits, and also their objectives, why they came to the class, right? So as a teacher, I had to pick things up very quickly and came up with effective ways so that I could accommodate every student. However, it's not something that I was trained to do. So I was exposed to such a very, difficult situation and very diverse classroom environment unprepared. So I hope that I could help other provincial teachers to get ready for this uncertainty, since sometimes we might have a student or two who are not from Cambodia as well. And another thing that I hope that I could have the answer to is how to build a strong system so that we can, support students with special needs, such as those who have autism or psychological problems. As an observer and teacher myself, I have seen many cases like this, but I still cannot find the right answer to support those students. But I have seen this system in both the University of Sydney and at my workplace in Australia. It's very supportive, and students just feel like they are inclusive, they are supported. So I hope that I could master this skill as well, so that I could bring positive changes to my workplace and also, part of the education in Cambodia. But yeah, if I have another chance to study in Australia, I would focus on this aspect.
So thank you, Bong. So looking at the broader perspective, so we all acknowledge that education plays a very important role in a human resource development, especially in Cambodia as a developing country. So I would like to know about your perspective. So how important is education plays a vital role in improving the sustainable development in your province, and how can the programs like the Australia Voice Cambodia contribute to this development?
As we all know, education is crucial, super important, especially for Cambodian provincial developments. Um, and initiatives such as Australian Award Scholarship play a major role in bringing about positive changes. Um, you know, studying abroad costs a lot of money. And for provincial people such as myself with very limited capital, resources, and connections, it's very hard for us to, study in our dream nation such as Australia. So without such initiative like the Australian Award Scholarship, many talented and hardworking individuals from provinces might never have a chance to pursue higher education abroad. And I also strongly believe that the Australian Award Scholarship contribute positively to the reduction of poverty. What I mean is that, upon returning from Australia, many scholars usually obtain or secure high paid jobs, right? So, of course, they could use those income to help support themselves and also their families. So what it means is that, even the whole communities would benefit, would see the positive improvement in terms of their living conditions due to this financial stability and also the reforms or the new practices that these scholars bring back for their communities. And I also think that, such as my case, as I usually share my expertise to other teachers, both experienced and new, I think that it could, expand the human resources and also improve the quality of education locally. By mentoring other teachers, it's not, and also, introducing the innovative methods of teaching, we are not only improving the quality of education, but we are also inspiring a new generation of teachers to, especially those who are passionate about bringing positive change, to feel more inspired and have developed their own communities as well. So it has a long-term impact on the provincial developments. As you know, better education, of course, leads to better opportunities. So it would bring about the improved living condition for everyone in the community. Yeah, that's it from me.
So thank you, Bong. It is clear that education plays a vital role in developing human resource growth and also the overall country's development, especially in Cambodia's context. I like the phrase that you mentioned that the better you are educated, the better opportunities that you will receive, and that could really helps you to improve a lot of things. So before we wrap up, is there anything else you would like to share to our listener?
Sure on. So I would like to state this clearly that Australian award scholarships are very valuable. They open doors to personal and also professional growth that can positively impact not just individuals, but also entire communities. So for anyone who are interested in applying for these scholarships, please go ahead. It doesn't matter where you are from. What matters is your passion and dedication to make a difference.
Very wise word, Bong. So thank you, Bong Taron, for being with us today and for sharing us with all the incredible works and the accomplishments you have obtained as the Australia Award Scholar.
So yeah, thank you on for having me here, of course. And it's been my honor to be able to share my journey, experiences, and hopefully inspire other people, especially those in the provinces, to apply for this scholarship and so that they can contribute back to the communities in the future.
So last but not least, thank you to our listener for tuning into the Australia Board podcast series. We hope that Bong Tarot's story has inspired you as much as it has inspired us. So stay tuned for the next episode where we will continue to explore the transformative power of the education through the successful stories of the Australia Award Scholar. Until next time, keep learning and making a difference in your community. សូមជម្រាបលា